Hello and welcome to the JBS News Update. I'm Ron Jacobsohn, sitting in for Tisha Bader. 70 members of the board of the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, are in Israel this week to meet with President Reuven Rivlin and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. While Rivlin talked to the delegation about the unbreakable bond between Israel and the U.S., Netanyahu stretched out that he believes that terrorism will not persevere as it is based on hypocrisy.
And I've yet to hear any world leader condemn the comments by Erdogan. Not one. Now, he said that Israel should not have been represented in the march in Paris. And the reason he gave was our actions to defend our citizens against the thousands of rockets hurled at our cities by the terrorists of Hamas. I believe his shameful remarks must be repudiated by the international community, because the war against terror will only succeed if it's guided by moral clarity. That means that the terrorists and their supporters must be condemned, and those fighting terror, like Israel and the United States, must be supported. It's as simple as that. And I think we're going to be tested by these issues of moral confusion versus moral clarity, and courage versus cowardice, again and again and again.
Washington-based Rabbi Shmuel Herzfeld of Ohev Shalom National Synagogue and the founder of the National Capital Jewish Law Center was interviewed by the Toronto Star on Wednesday as he claimed it is the responsibility of the United States and Canada to open its gates to Jews who want to leave France and do not want to immigrate to Israel, claiming the U.S. has the responsibility of history to open its doors to the Jews of France. It is believed that around 550,000 Jews reside in France today, which is considered the third largest Jewish community in the world. Jewish history in France spanned over 2,000 years. Veteran CNN anchor Jim Clancy has become embroiled in a row with pro-Israel activists on social media following an angry Twitter exchange in the wake of the terrorist attack on French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, in which the presenter described his opponents as Hasbara team and used derogatory term for disabled people. In response, Jay Ruderman, the head of the Ruderman Family Foundation, an organization closely involved with disability issues, was outraged. On Tuesday, called the cripple remark appalling, questioning how in this day and age a senior anchor at CNN, a world leader in the media, would use a word such as cripple, which is a derogatory term for people with disabilities. Ruderman also wrote a letter to the president of CNN Worldwide, Jeff Zucker, requesting an apology. If a news anchor had hurled a racial epithet, CNN's response undoubtedly would have been swift, Ruderman said in a statement. The disability community expects CNN to extend the same sensitivity to people with disabilities as it does to other minority communities. As the Oscar nominations were announced Thursday morning in Hollywood, with Birdman and the Grand Budapest Hotel leading the nominations, there was also a representative from Israel among the many categories. It was not the movie Get that did not make the cut for the foreign language category, but rather the short film Aya, co-directed by Michal Bressy's Onodette Binun, who made the movie as their final project at the Sam Spiegel Film School in Jerusalem. The movie tells the story of Aya, who mistakenly picks up a Danish music critic at Ben Gurion Airport and embarks on an adventure of discovery with the critic throughout Israel.
I'm not your driver.
What do you mean you're not my driver?
I was at the airport just waiting there for someone to arrive. And then you came a moment after that.
The Academy Awards will be handed out on February 22nd in Hollywood. And before we go, here are some programming highlights for tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. At 9 p.m., Eastern, Mark Golub will sit down with writer and publisher Maury Greenfield on L'chaim, and at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Muzika will feature the Israeli hip-hop band Shitar. And that's all for today. Join us again tomorrow. I'm Ron Jacobsohn.